I'm Andy Judson. I'm an investigative reporter with King 5.
After months tracking a scam that cost homeowners millions,
We just got called out to bring these out.
the King 5 investigators finally found some of the men we've been looking for.
We've been reporting on a series of construction scams that have been happening throughout the area. Your company's description fits that. Do you have anything to say about that?
We just got called.
This company, Highview Construction and Paving, has not been charged with a crime. They didn't end up accepting any money from this particular homeowner. Yet federal investigators are watching them. They were parked outside the same home just 2 days earlier. Why? Because they fit the same playbook King 5 has been exposing. A construction scam investigators believe is part of a larger crime ring.
So you have uncovered victims all across the state. Having the feds involved, that's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is, because this goes across state lines and even international borders.
I'm just like a freelancer. If someone wants me to collect and move their stuff, I do it.
2 of these young men appeared underage, so we blurred their faces. We found they're most likely the sons of the men running the operation. Men this homeowner caught on camera. The homeowner didn't want to go on camera, but started filming when she grew suspicious. They knocked on her front door, offering to fix her porch. Once work began, the price more than doubled, ballooning to $47,000. Her story is one of dozens.
Just kept coming back saying, oh, we need more money to finish it.
He wanted $34,000 more.
Since our report first aired last month, more than 40 additional victims have reached out to us.
49,000, then 10,000, and
The men and businesses behind the scam vary from case to case, but investigators and victims say they all share one distinct trait.
very much an Irish accent.
I think his Irish accent.
Oh, he had an Irish accent.
Slow, there's so many cuts.
In early August, a friend of the Bellevue homeowner saw our reporting and realized the men in the driveway matched the pattern. When they started recording, Highview's crew noticed,
The Bobcat, the mountain lion's bigger.
Yeah, what do you recall?
got spooked, and took off, leaving behind trailers, equipment, and an unfinished job. So the King 5 investigators staked out.
All right, so we're on, what is it, Chris, day 3?
Definitely a full 2.5.
We wanted to be in place in case they came back. Finally, they returned.
That's the guys. Yep, let's go.
Driving trucks with New Jersey and New York license plates and in a hurry to hook up those trailers, but not before we could ask some important questions.
Do you have anything to say to all the people or to the homeowners here who believe they were being scammed out of money?
The homeowner said 2 adult men who went by Marty and John had been running the project.
They sent you out here to face us instead of coming out themselves?
Are you related with Marty or John or any of the guys?
This young man said his name is James.
Hey, is it on?
Do you mind me asking how old you are?
How old I am? I'm 19.
You're 19? Okay. How long have you been in Seattle for?
My whole life.
I'm noticing you have a little accent. Is that from the family or?
My dad's side of the family.
We've been hearing that a lot of different people with specifically accents like yours have been doing this. A lot of the homeowners, including this one, think they've been scammed out a lot of money. Do you have any sort of reaction to that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
He told me he's just there to collect the trailers.
Are you taking this to anywhere in particular?
Back to where they work in Shoreline.
That Shoreline address is listed on Highview's website, but when we went, there was no business there, just a strip mall.
It wasn't there when we went and checked.
I've never actually been there. I just go to their trailer lot.
He wouldn't tell us where that lot is. Instead, he told us to talk to his boss,
Is he not here? Do you not speak to him now?
No, we'd love to speak to him. Would
He
you
runs everything.
a man with another name we hadn't heard of, Jeffrey.
please tell Jeffrey to call me, all right?
We called Highview's phone number. The voicemail didn't give us a business name, just this.
Oh, hi. You reached the construction company.
Another Irish accent.
We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. God bless.
We left a message. They never called back.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Forward a bit.
Once these young men hooked up the trailers, they sped off, only to get a second surprise of the day. First, it was the King 5 investigators. Then it was 4 Bellevue cop cars blocking the street, waiting for them. King 5 watched as police appeared to question them and ask for fingerprints, a law enforcement activity you never associate with a one-off consumer problem. Then they let them go, leaving behind an incomplete job and a bigger question of whether this company fits into the crime ring and if anyone will be held accountable.
Now, Bellevue police tell me they can confirm officers responded to an incident, but that's all they could say. The rest of the investigation has been referred to Homeland Security, which is the federal agency that took over after King 5 first reported, and they're handling all cases now.
You first broke this story, and then you have been hearing victims come out of the woodwork, right? I mean, how much money are we talking about? How many victims?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoken to well over 40 victims, and, you know, one of those victims lost $700,000, and that's just one case. So imagine how large this is. So sources close to the investigation say this could be one of the largest scams in Washington history. They estimate it could be tens of millions of dollars, which also signals why those federal investigators have now taken over.
Yeah, unbelievable, huge quantities there.
Yeah.
Andy Judson, great reporting. Thanks for being here. And we want to tell our viewers that you can see a lot more from Andy and our King 5 investigators streaming right now on our King 5 app. It's free to download for your phone and TV.